it is Sunday fun day. Woo! That's all I got to say. Except it's sunny out, actually. It's not. It's getting close to spring. It's sunny out, and all I want to do is go cruising now instead of building these goddamn cars. But I said I would, and I will. Plus, there's going to be some Sundays that you are going to miss me because I'm not going to have a few Sunday fun days working on the cars because camping's coming up soon and holidays are coming up soon. And as much as I love cars, I also love having my own space too. So, with that being said, look what little badass girl's sitting in the shop today. Little 58. Little 58's in the shop. Fired her up last night, took her out of the front carport, rolled her on the back because she needs a clean up. I think this winter I'm going to rip this car back apart, not right apart, but pull all the chrome off it and yank her apart and give her a paint job. And you're probably like, what the fuck, a paint job? Well, it's been almost 5 years since I painted this car. And I know she looks wonderful in the film and in pictures, but she's, not that I care because I drive mine, but she's getting chipped up and beat up and she's got a couple little issues going on. I noticed there's a couple little pimples starting on my fender, which I don't know why. It's like it's got a little something going on there. And see, I don't hide nothing. Actually, I think I know where that came from. There was a mark there and it got some water under it. But anyway, I could just touch up the top of the fender, to be honest with you, which I might do this summer. But anyway, I think I'm going to take her apart. There's a couple things I've always wanted to do this car. And I want to get her even a little bit, I want to put a different black on here. So it's still going to be black, but a different black. So that's what I want to do. But anyway, she's, yeah, let's see if she'll even fire up. Let's see if the old girl will fire up. Oh! Not bad. Not bad at all. Right down there, 60 pounds. I love it. Shut her off. Shut her off. Anyway, so, yes, it's that time of year. Time to start cruising. But, so, as I said, and I want to say this, and I want you guys to understand what I'm saying. Some people have said to me, on the car that Jack built, the Cort Elliot Chevy, Terry's car, there's so many different people involved in this car. I said, I'm going to take it off the frame, and I showed in the last video, I am not going to be scraping and making this thing absolutely mint underneath. I'm going to take care of any rust that's underneath and on the floorboards. I'm going to scrape away all the loose and shitty undercoating that's falling off, and the stuff that I can't get off unless I'm there for hours scraping, I'm going to leave it alone. Just going to clean it up and spray right over it. And that's exactly what I did. Because first of all, I have a bunch of cars in a business of my own and I don't have endless pockets of money. And second of all, this car, whether you believe it or not, and even I think Cort and Jack, if he was alive today, would tell you that what I've done is cleaner than when they had it on the road. And it is. This is cleaner than when they were having this car on the road. So it was all about the outside back in the day. Yes, they did have the car off the frame, and I'll show you why they had it off the frame in a moment. But they just undercoated the car back then. I can see what they did. The undercoating's just brushed on. It's like tar or gravel. And that shit takes forever to clean off. So I did manage to get her all cleaned up and sprayed up, and this is how she looks. I don't know if this camera filmed very good. Look at that. So you can see, this is what I'm talking about. See there, you can see how it's rough in here? That's all the old undercoating. And then there's some areas you'll come to where it's a little smoother looking. You see the difference there. I just left it. Re-undercoat. This shit's not coming off. Sprayable. You can see right here where they had all that brushable stuff on. If we're getting that fussy, if you look carefully, look at where they had cut the car out. Can you see here? That's the floor they cut out because they raised it up. Look at here. Look at the jagged cut here. Where they cut this. And see they raised the tunnel. And some of you might say, Rick, why didn't you clean all that up? I don't want to touch it. That's how they did it. That's what Jack did. And Cort did. That was left like that. I don't want to start altering stuff like that. Now, honestly, if this was my own car and I was rebuilding it, I might have, ground that down. I don't know. But this is something that they did. I don't think I could, actually. It's something they did, and I want to leave it like that. I want to leave it alone. It preserves the history of this car. So in here, it was rotten. I took a couple pictures I had posted on Facebook and my Instagram. I put brand new patches in. Cut it out, put brand new patches in. Cleaned up, scraped, wire wheel, did everything I could up in the wheel wells. I mean, this thing is, and this stuff, this is, what I put on here was I put on a bed liner. and it's washable. So if you want to get this car up on the lift, you can wash it and it'll stay shiny like this. I've also got a brand new gas tank for this car. Didn't need a new gas tank, but I bought a new gas tank. So this is all done. And I think it looks absolutely amazing. And when you think about it, you get the engine, the tranny, and all the stuff in it, it's going to look beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. No rust in this car. As you can see, I had replaced these a long time ago for Terry on either side, along with these ones here I'd replaced. That was the only thing that got replaced on this car. So there we go. There it is. So anyway, I'm going to get this camera going. I'm going to get outside and I'm going to show you all about the frame. So give me a minute and away we will go. Okay, so I got the frame pushed out here so you can see it. Don't pay attention to that transmission. So here is the frame. I got her, for all her grunge and dirt. So I've got new kingpins, 4 new shocks, Adler arm kit, tie rod ends. What else do I got for this thing new? Master cylinder new. Obviously I'll be replacing the brake lines and stuff. Gas lines were renew a few years back. What else do I have for this car? Tires and wheels, obviously. Now you can see, I want you to look at this frame. Look at how Jack in the day had cut and moved this up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, see there? See there? Look how high this sits. He cut and changed this. You can also see where the other patch was here and here. They moved this right up so it would have room. That's the reason he had cut the body up underneath, so he could get the car down lower without anything rubbing. So the plan is today, I'm not going to spend a full day on it because I want to go out and have a little fun, but I'm going to get this car done and I don't mess around. So the plan is today, I'm going to take this sucker as much as I can apart, because the plan is I'd like to get the frame down this week to have it blasted. Get the frame all blasted, then I can get her home and get the frame all painted. Once the frame's painted, the differential, I'm going to take the differential down this week to my buddy. He's going to be rebuilding the differential. That's right, you're getting a brand new differential, you're getting a brand new transmission, you're getting a brand new engine, you're getting everything. Everything's going to be new except for what doesn't need replacing. If something doesn't need replacing, I'm not replacing it. Like I say, I don't have endless pockets here. I don't have money falling out of my ass. So what I'm going to do the best I can, I'm going to make this car look beautiful and gorgeous and be able to be driven. And it was driven right now the way it was. It was just fine. Just wasn't what it was. So anyway, take a look at the frame, what I'm talking about, how they've done it. And we'll go one back here one more time. And this is what you'll see. See how they had chopped that out? See that? And see how they did quite the job in the day. Jack was a very talented man, extremely talented. Like I say, anyone out here, I want you to look it up. I want you to look up Jack Williams. You looked up Cort Elliot, now I want you to look up Jack Williams. Wait till you read the history on this man. He wasn't just about building these cars, you got to read. He's got a dragster, so you guys out there into dragsters, you read about that. Okay guys, well, I'm going to get to work here right now, working on this car. You're not going to see much today. I'll kind of turn the camera on here and there as I take things apart. First thing I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to start ripping all the fuel lines, the gas lines, all that kind of shit off. Get the master cylinder off and start unloosening a few things. And then, of course, before I can even take this to the blaster, I want to get apart. Then I got to pressure wash it, because trust me, if you take it down there with any grease or grime on, they don't like that. Because when you take it down to the sandblaster, what do? Well, they reuse their sand. But they can't reuse it when you start getting shit like this in there. Look at the years of shit in there. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, I have to admit, this is a beautiful build and I'm having a good time doing it. Okay, so I got all the brake lines off, got the fuel lines off, got the e-brake cables off, got the master cylinder off. Now the brake lines I'll be replacing. The e-brake cables are working just fine, so I'm going to clean those up and leave those alone. Anywhere I can save a little bit of cost, I'm going to try. Brake lines and gas lines were replaced years ago. I did it for Terry. So, I mean, I might leave the gas line alone, but the brake lines, even though I replaced them then, I'm going to replace them again. The master cylinder, I've already got a brand new one waiting in the house. So I've got all that taken off the front here. I pulled the drums off, pulled all the rear brakes off. I keep everything. I don't get rid of anything. Not that this is original to when Cort had built it, but You know, I just keep all these old parts in case something doesn't work out with the new parts. I did buy brand new brake shoes and wheel cylinders and all that. So I think my next step here is I'm going to bolt the wheels back on it, and I'm going to roll it back into this spot here, because I'm going to start taking the diff and all that out, and I can't be taking it apart here and leaving it sit here because I have no way of moving the frame after. So I think that's my next step, what I'm going to do. Get the diff out of it. It doesn't take that long to get these cars apart. And then, you know, once I get the diff out and then start getting the front suspension apart, it's pressure wash time. What a beautiful day, though. Love it. And you see in the background, got some vehicles sitting outside in the sun. Gates closed. All I'm hearing is the neighbor's kids playing in the yard. What a wonderful sound. God, it's a great sound. That's just the way it should be. Okay. Back to the old girl. You know, I love days like today. I feel like I'm just lost in the 50s. The right era, the right cars, the right atmosphere around me. And there's nothing better than being honored to work on this custom car. So, what I got going on now, as you can see, I got the differential out. Of course, we couldn't do that with a little help of some Coca-Cola. In the glass bottle, of course. So the differential's out. All the leaf springs are out. Leaf springs in this car, if I'm not mistaken. Terry had a problem with the leaf springs at one point, and his friend, Bob Barker, jumped in there and took care of it. So the leaf springs look good to me. They look really good. So I think we're going to just blast those up and reuse them, put some new bushings in them, new shackle kits, and keep the cost down there a little bit, because this car did sit nice and even, and there was no issues with it. So anyway, there's the diff out. So my next step here, after I go eat a little lunch right now, is to start working on the front suspension. So we'll get on to that, get that all taken care of. So we got gas lines off, brake lines off, EU cables off, diff all apart. Diff is going to get loaded in the truck tonight so I can drop it off with my buddy tomorrow. So yeah, I think it's time to go in, grab a little lunch, set my ass down on this chair over here, drink my Coca-Cola, and look out at the beautiful views and pretend I'm lost in the 50s. Because trust me, that's the best time to be, because there's absolutely nothing in today's world worth living for, I don't think. Well, except for this, if you're lucky enough to do it. Alright, so I took the front clip off as a unit. These are a matter of 8 bolts and they come off, 4 on either side. I'm going to deal with this a little later because there's a lot of grease and dirt, like I explained, and the blaster doesn't want that grease and dirt on there. So I'm not too worried about cleaning that up today, because what my plan is, see, the frame's not too bad. The frame's not bad. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop for like an hour. Well, I shouldn't say stop. I'm going to spray this down with my little trick that everyone uses, the oven cleaner. So I'm going to spray it all down with the oven cleaner, leave it sit for a couple hours, and I'm come back and pressure wash the frame. And the frame will come out looking good. Then the frame is ready to go to the blaster. That's it. There's not much more to take. There's nothing really to take off it that I can see. Oh, I've got to get this piece off over here. Your clutch linkage rides on your brake pedal. That's just, how does that come off? Anyway, I'll look into that and see what's involved there. The pressure washer will take this bit of grease you see here off, but this is so jam-packed. I was blowing it with some air and scraping, but it needs to be... What I'm going to do with that is when I hit this with the pressure washer in a couple hours, I'll hit this also with the pressure washer, and it will knock off the worst of it. Then I'll spray this down and leave it sit overnight with oven cleaner. Then tomorrow morning I can come back to it and pressure wash it all, and then it will be nice and clean. Then I can start ripping it apart, because I do have new shocks, new kingpins. I bought all the tie rod ends. I bought the idler arm kit. I've got all new front brakes for the front of this. The one thing I didn't buy was, I didn't buy that you can buy a bushing kit that goes in for your control arms. I didn't buy those. I had looked at this car several years ago, like I said, and at that point it had no wear or movement on it. And actually, I think that was the last time Terry ever drove the car. I think I took it out maybe once or twice. He allowed me to take it out, and that was it. I think we took it to a girl's graduation. A girl wanted to ride in it for grad, and there was a video up of that. We took it for that, but other than that, it never really got driven. So, and they were okay at that time, but you never know. We'll check it out. If they're worn out, I'll get those too, but I'm not about to go spend money right at the moment. I don't have to. So I think we'll drag the pressure washer out and see what we can't do here. But I'm glad it's apart. It is apart. And while I'm at it, while I'm at it, you see in the background here, this is the transmission. I ripped all the tranny apart for my Model A. So I'm gonna blast this down with the pressure washer too. You can see it looks kind of funny right now. That's because it has got oven cleaner on it from last night. So once I hit it with the pressure washer, that'll just blow right off, and then I can give it a coat of primer. And then I want to paint this up nice shiny black. Everything on the Model A underneath is black because I'm going to drive it. All my cars are black underneath because I drive them. That way I don't have to ever clean them again. So we'll get that sprayed up also, and then by the end of this week I can have that painted and get out to my tranny guy and get that all done. And like I say, for Terry's car, we'll get the differential, we'll get the transmission, and we'll even get the steering box down this week, and then we'll get this down, getting blasted and painted. That's a if you think about it, that's a lot done on his car, because I only started, what was it? This is our third video, so I started 3 weeks ago, so we're coming a long ways with it. So I'm happy. I'm happy where it's coming along. I mean, I don't really work on it too much at night. I got to work now during the day. I'm plugging away at work here, so I'm working my 8 hours a day, and then I usually stay out here to 6 or 7 o'clock and try and fart around with either Terry's car or my own car, which you guys don't see in the videos, but you see on today. You saw what I had done there with all the nice undercoating. So I get a few hours in, but honestly, between the Model A and between Terry's car here, they each probably only get 16 hours a week. That's it. So that's 32 hours of off time, and then working the other hours, and then I don't get much me time. So next weekend, I'll warn you right now, there may not be a Sunday fun day, just because it's my birthday weekend coming up, and I think I might just take off. I think that's why I got the 58-inch shirt. I think I might just load that son of a bitch up and scoot up somewhere. I don't know where, but maybe the Okanagan or something. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go yet. Somewhere where there's beer and rum. Okay, let's get this frame pressure washed and see how it looks. Okay guys, there you have it. Pressure washed the frame. It came out really decent. I'm happy with it. Now you can see better what Jack had done here. So Jack had cut the frame here, went over top of the patch, and if you look carefully, you can see here, he's cut it here, here, and here to bend it up to get the clearance. And then again, he's cut it there. Quite interesting how he's done that. And then of course, these are the brackets on the back that he made up, because it's got a 56 Chevy bumper on it. 56 Chevys on the back of the bumper have a tang that sticks out that you bolt that to. So he made those brackets up. Again, you can see there where the splice is. And then up in there, you can just see it. So very, very interesting how this was done. Very talented, extremely talented man. Now I pressure washed this. Came out not bad. Look at it. Looking good. I can actually see some fucking kingpins down there. So now what I'm going to do is everything here is going to get sprayed down here. This stuff here, not the frame, but this here is all going to get sprayed down in an oven cleaner. Get the old oven cleaner out, spray it down, leave it sit overnight, then we'll re-pressure wash that in the morning. So obviously you guys won't see that, but the frame is, in my opinion, ready to go off to the blasters. That's about as clean as I'm going to get it. There's no grease or grime anywhere on it. This is just the old undercoating. Hopefully it comes off easy for them. We'll see. You know, that's what they did on there. I mean, you know, Jack and Cort, when they built the car, you know, obviously it's quite apparent they just undercoated it. Now I'm not going to undercoat the frame. That's where I'm going to take the car to one level higher. I'm going to blast the frame and paint the frame a nice satin black. That's what's going to go on there. So the frame's going to have a nice satin black on it. And then that's it. You'll never see this car underneath anyway unless you get on a hoist because it sits so low. But it just gives it that little teeny bit of extra detail that I feel that they would have done had they had the time, if you know what I'm saying. There's certain things I will do and certain things I won't. So, with that being said, you can hear the old 58's fired up over there. Better kick the choke off it. I didn't get to go for my cruise yet. I was hoping to get done here. I want to have an early day and finish up at 3, and it's already 5, almost 5:30. So anyway, I got to get the car out of the shop because it's a work day tomorrow, so I got to put her back in the carport out front, get her the hell out of the way. So we'll do that now, and then I think I'm going to go in, have a shower, and at least barbecue a steak, so I'll get something decent out of the day. Not that working on these cars is not fun, but I tell you, man, I'm pulling some long haul days right now. You know, they're just they're long. I got you know, between the Model A and the Model A and the custom Chevy there, and then working during the day. Holy shit, I'm just getting exhausted. But spring's coming, summer's coming. I'm going to take some weekends off to go camping, but that just means I got to work later during the week to keep these cars caught up. But it is what it is. So hey, I hope you guys are watching. Tell everyone out there about the Cort Elliot car. Look up Jack Williams. I want you to look it up. I want to see somebody write something in and tell me about Jack Williams. Okay, guys. Hey, it's always a good time at all time, and we'll catch you next time.